So my name's Chludzinski. I'm getting my master's in mechanical engineering. I'll be done in May. And I had the opportunity to participate in 3-minute thesis, and I did win first place, which was exciting. My undergraduate was in mechanical engineering. I graduated in 2023. The name of my thesis is The Performance Optimization of a Continuously Variable Transmission, or CVT for short, and that's what's behind me right now. The Baja team is part of the Society of Automotive Engineers. It's a collegiate team, so over 250 colleges across the world compete. They build their own race car. It looks like a dune buggy, but we don't like to call it that. But it's completely built by YSU students. So we do a lot of the machining, all the welding in-house. And it's kind of like running a small business. We keep track of our own funds, we build the car on our own, and we get to go out and race it. So it's a great opportunity. My senior year, we placed in the top 10 internationally, and we were second for our engineering design work across the world and first in the United States, which we are incredibly proud of. So I was on the Baja team since my freshman year in 2019, and I really fell in love with it. I had the opportunity to captain my senior year. I loved it. I was part of powertrain, and a big part of powertrain is the CVT, and it's something we've had problems with for years. So that really inspired me to spend 2 years where I get to dig in deep and see if we can figure out what's going on with it. I found that the weights matter a lot more in the primary than I thought they did. So the primary is the first part of the CVT that helps transmit power. And there's weights inside that help it open up and interact with the secondary. And I found that too light of weights prevented it from opening up all the way, which might have been a problem we've been having on our Baja car. So that was something surprising but really interesting for me. My dad's a maintenance man, and my grandpa worked as a machinist, so I grew up hearing things that I didn't understand most of my life. And they were really great examples of explaining things to me as a little kid. So that kind of helped me. I would talk to them and say, how would you explain this to someone? So that helped a lot. I hope they took away that research is exciting. You should try and go out and learn something more. Part of my research is making a lab for the students here at YSU, because I'd like it to live on after I'm gone. So to work on something that you're passionate about, that challenges you, but then also find a way that others can interact with it as well. There's a lot that goes into just making a thesis and working on it on its own. So finding the time to work on my presentation, work on my slide, that was a tough one for me, I'd say. I'd like to explain a little bit more about what the CVT itself is. I talked a bit about what a transmission was, since that's the heart of it, but it really is something special compared to a normal transmission that I think is exciting and would be interesting for me. So the first part is making the code that predicts how the CVT works, but not many papers have come out where they use a system like YSU's dynamometer to validate that theoretical aspect. So that's probably been the most fun part for me, and also it makes it unique. So locally we have the Baja team at YSU, and this is something we've struggled with specifically as a team. It's been one of the bigger aspects holding us back from continuing to progress, especially in dynamic events. So locally, that's what this would impact the most. On a worldwide scale, we're starting to see CVTs involved in physical automobiles, so a car that you would drive down the street. They're a lot more efficient, so this is something they're working on to make cars greener, better on gas mileage, things like that. Continuing to work on the project itself, I'll be done in May, so I've got a lot of writing coming up in my future.